Very good morning, children. Today we are going to be start a social science lesson for the standard 7th standard. Yes, here I am going to be take social science. Now we are going to be start from the subject history. Yes, social science consists of 3 important divisions according to our syllabus: history, geography, and politicals. Okay, so now we are going to be start from the history. History. What is history? History is record of past events. Record of past events. What happened yesterday? All events become history. Now, the important events alone become a history. Yes. In the month of August, we have many days. Nearly 30 days are there. But which is most important day? August 15th. Because that day we got independence. Okay, next, that another important day is August 8. August 8 is what important day? That day in 1942, our father of nation called White India movement. Any difference is there? The most important fact is Independence Day. Later, August 8 become important. Okay, so this is the fact we should understand. All the dates are important or not, based on the fact, based on the event, the dates are become very important. Why not? August 6, August 9, also very important date. What is the importance? During the day in 1945, August 6 and August 9, the America dropped 2 atom bomb in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It causes for destruction in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It takes nearly 1,50,000 people's life. Okay, so all the dates are not important, but few dates are important. That is we going to be understand in history. Okay, so in that history, now in the 7th standard, we are going to be study about medieval period. Okay, when we are going to be study about medieval period, we must know about the heading also. Generally, we are going to be study medieval period. The topic of this lesson is when, where, and how. When, where, and how. Yes, these 3 words are asking question. That is a history. The history make us a curiosity about the facts. We have to be learn something interest. That's why we have this kind of questions. When, where, and how. What happened? When happened? Where it is happened? How it is happened? So questions. The questions. When we are asking question, we become intelligent. That is a reality. So our history subject also make us to more and more knowledgeable person. How we become knowledgeable person? We should ask ourselves what happened, when it happened. Okay, so when we studying this, we must have a curiosity. What curiosity? Today we are going to be learn something new. Okay, like a way, this topic tell us some interesting things. Now I enter to the topic medieval period. What is medieval period? The period between ancient and modern. Now at present period is called the contemporary. What do you mean by contemporary? Contemporary means same period. So it is not considered. But modern and ancient, there is 3 divisions are there. The 3 division was connected by medieval period. Medieval, middle, center, in between. In between means from ancient to modern. That is connected by medieval period. In that medieval period, why we want to learn? What is the importance of medieval period? Medieval period are many changes are occur in world history as well as Indian history. Yes. How the ancient man we consider. The ancient man is considered as a nomad. What do you mean by nomad? The nomad means he is not stayed in one place. He just move around the forest or anywhere else for the purpose of food collecting. In the later ancient period, he become a food gatherer. How he become food gatherer? Food gatherer and all. He learned agriculture and he started to cultivating crops and he established a society lifestyle. Okay, so in the time few developments are there. Then further developments occur after ancient period. After ancient period means the next starting period is medieval period. Okay, the medieval period we generally divided, for our understanding we divided to two sections. One is early medieval period that belongs to 8th to 12th century. Later medieval period 30th to 80th century. So what is the importance for this division? The importance of this division, the first early medieval period, our country India was ruled by Indian rulers. Yes, Indian rulers and all, Palas, Rajputs and Rashtrakutas. So they are the important rulers in north, as well as south, Cholas, Pandyas, even Pallavas. So like a way Chalukyas. So several Indian rulers are ruled in early part of the Indian history. So later part, what change occur? In the early part, Indian rulers are ruled and all are the homogeneous, the indigenous culture, indigenous political life, indigenous society are developed. In the 30th century, some of the foreigners enter into our country. How they enter into country and all? For the purpose of protecting themselves in the problems of trade. Yes, during the time the Indian goods are having much value in Europe. That goods are brought by the Arabians from India and they sell to Europe. A problem occur in the pirates in the Arabian Sea. They have to be looted the Arabians' wealth what they brought from India, and they have brought from India to sell Europe. Sometimes that was looted by the pirates. So the Arabian governors as well as the rulers demanding the Indian rulers to control the pirates. There is options, there is no more action against the pirates. That's why they decided to attack India. That's why the first person who came to India in the 11th century onwards, that person is called Muhammad bin Qasim. That Muhammad bin Qasim came to India and he captured Multan and he returned back to Turkey. So later several persons like Muhammad Ghazni, Muhammad Ghori came to India. Even the Muhammad Ghori also came to India and he destroyed and looted, plundered many wealth from India. When he occupied a small territory around the Delhi and he returned to Ghori, Afghan. While he returned, he was killed by some of his enemies. So what territory he occupied in India, that was captured, that was maintained by a Qutbuddin Aibak. He is a slave. That Qutbuddin Aibak started, wanted to protect that area. That's why he started a kingdom is called Sultanate. Okay, this is the change occur in 30th century. Later in the Delhi Sultanate period also not fulfill what purpose that the empire is established, because some of the rulers came against the people. So the local rulers, especially the time of Lodi rule, the Ibrahim Lodi rule was not liked by some of other provinces kings like Medini Rai, Rana, like that. So they called Babur from Afghanistan came to India and to defeat Ibrahim Lodi. So Babur also accepted the invitation from the Indian. That's why he came India and he defeated the Ibrahim Lodi and he established the Mughal Empire. Like a way, 1526 onwards to 707 itself, a huge and powerful mighty rulers ruled in India. After 1707, the Aurangzeb death after the mighty Mughal empire become destroyed or it become weakened. So why it become weak and all? During the time some of the Europeans like British, French, Dutch are also occupied some parts of India. So later they influence and they have to be dominated and they become a ruler after later medieval period. So these much changes occur in our history in medieval period. I hope you understand. In early period Indian rulers are the ruler. In later period Arab, Turks and Europeans came to India and they made some changes, they made some influences in Indian culture, society and political as well as economic life, everything. Okay, so these are all the changes occur in the all. This is the importance of the medieval period. Okay, next, our country is called India. Yes, we proudly call the Indians. How India got its name? Yes, this is also have some of interesting facts in its name. Our country India is generally called Indian subcontinent. What do you mean by subcontinent? A land having the similar condition of continent, that is called subcontinent. Yes, India having the similar condition of subcontinent. Yes, we have a huge mountain, yes, plain, desert, plateaus, coastal lines, islands. Okay, so several geographical features as well as ethnic groups, ethnic people also live in our country. So India is called a subcontinent. This subcontinent spreaded from in the west from Afghanistan, north Himalaya, east Myanmar. Okay, next in south still Indian Ocean. So this vast land under the subcontinent. Okay, so next another one name of India is Sabda Sindhu. This name is actually given by Aryans. The Aryans, when they came from Central Asia for as a purpose of they came India for as a herders, they grazing the cattle, they searching green field for their cattle. So when they came to India, in this land having fertile area along with benefited by 7 rivers. The rivers are called Indus, Kabul, Jhelum, Senaf, Ravi, Bias and Satluj. Okay, so now these 2 rivers are in, one is Pakistan, another one is Afghanistan. Remaining 5 rivers make one important state of our country. Do you know which state? This state is remembered for bravery. Yes, our state also remembered for bravery, but according to this, because it bordered with Pakistan, our neighbor country, frequently this state face attack from the Pakistan. Can you understand? Yes, that 5 rivers make one land. I am asking no, that 5 rivers making land is called a Punjab. Panch means 5, Ab means rivers. Yes, these 5 rivers make one land is called a Punjab. Okay, so next, in the Rigvedic period, India was ruled by, yes, in North India, one ruler are there, that ruler name is called Bharata. After the name of Bharata, this territory is called Bharatvarsha. Okay, later, in medieval period, that Bharatvarsha is called as Hindustan. Stan means place. Hindu river behind a place is called Hindu river behind a place is called Hindustan. Next, in the 17th century, this Hindustan also shortly called as India by the Europeans. Okay, the Hindustan shortly they called Hindu and it become as a India. So this is the way our country India got its name of India. Okay, according to the constitution also mention about Bharat as well as India. I hope you children you understand this lesson. Okay, is there any doubt you are having? Comment ask in a GeoMeet. Okay, we going to be know about whatever we study in history we cannot study orally. Okay, whatever we study we have to get, we need to have sources, because the study of history is authentic one, it's not myth based. Okay, so whatever it may be we have to be study according to the sources. Okay, so the sources of Indian history, especially medieval period. Okay, especially medieval period we have to be study the buildings and monuments, coins, biographies and autobiographies, travelogue, paintings and artifacts, then quality of source, interpretation of source. This is we going to be studying. So buildings and monuments, what is the importance? Yes, Taj Mahal is built by Shah Jahan for his beloved wife Mumtaz. Yes, still it is one of the wonder of this world. Okay, so when it built and all during the time of Shah Jahan. Okay, so that is monument, like a building, fort, palace, especially Red Fort, Agra Fort. Red Fort and Agra Fort was built by to whom? Yes, Shah Jahan. Okay, the Red Fort. Now all official parade of during the Independence Day and Republic Day held in front of Red Fort. Okay, next mosques. The world one of the biggest mosque is Jama Masjid. It is in Delhi. Okay, it is example of medieval period buildings. Next the temples, Pragadiswara temple, Khajuraho temple, also the important source belonging to the medieval period. The next one is coins. The study of coin is called numismatics. So what is the fact we will be learned while we studying coins, while we learning coins? The coins they made up of using metals. That metals, what kind of metals? Gold, silver and copper and another kind of metals. That metal, especially the king used to issue coin in gold and silver, it shows its prosperity. Okay, so through the coins we know about the economic status of that period. Next source is biographies and autobiographies. What is biography? Biography means a person who wrote about another person is called biographies. For example, Aini Akbari. Akbar is the greatest ruler, one of the world best ruler, but he is okay, according to literacy he is not good. So his life story was written by Abul Fasl. At the same time, his Babur, Akbar's grandfather Babur, he is talented as well as well learned person. He wrote his own history, so that is called autobiography. The autobiography example is Babur Nama. That Babur Nama written by Babur. Next travelogues and all, we have a habit to during the holidays to visit some new places. Like a way, some of the foreigners in the medieval period they came to India to know about the condition of India and the life of the people and economic status and all political condition, everything they have to be analyze and understanding. Example, Ibn Battuta, Megasthenes. Ibn Battuta also one of the remarkable person to travel during the medieval period. The next one is paintings and artifacts. Yes, the Khajuraho temples having a beautiful paintings. Okay, so next, so these much sources are help us to know about medieval period. So when we studying medieval period, we should analyze the quality of the sources. All the sources are authentic or unrealistic. So some of the persons wrote a history, some they may be they may be exaggerate some of the rulers. Sometimes imaginary facts also they will be right. So that things we should be the history writers avoided to write. Next, interpretation of sources. In the medieval period is a period the language are well developed. At the same time, some of the writings it's not good like our friend or ourselves. Okay, so to studying that sources also there may be many difficulties are there. Okay, so this kind of facts also we have to be utilized to study the history. So these are all the sources help us to study about a medieval period. Okay children, thank you.